Alright, so I'm back with another group of little golden books that I have collected over the years. This stack, I think there's 35 in it. It's all about animals. One of the books is one of the first little golden books, Baby Animals on the Farm. Copyright 1990, but I don't know what printing this is. I don't know if they still make first little golden books either. The Pokey Little Puppy. This is obviously a modern one because you can tell on the spine, that's the new spine. But it's a classic story. It says copyright 1942. It's probably when it first came out. And this version, I'm guessing, is from the past 10 years. Doesn't say. Country Mouse and City Mouse, The Fox and the Crow, The Dog and His Bone. Pictures by Richard Scarry. And this one's neat because this says it's from McDonald's. Must have been a Happy Meal prize. And this one is in really beautiful condition. It's obviously a few decades old because they don't put these coupons in the backs of the books anymore. And then the back of the book is this is, as far as I know, from the 70s, if this is an authentic, as it looks. Really nice condition for being that old. The Animals of Farmer Jones. This is a really thick one compared to the others. Okay, so this is a facsimile edition, published on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of Little Golden Books in 1992. But the original copyright date of this story is 1942. So this is made to look like a really old... I mean, I think if it's 1942, if it was really 1942 that this was printed, it would be an antique by now. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, it's really, really nice. And this is Richard Scarry's Just for Fun. Richard Scarry has illustrated a lot of little golden books. I don't know if I paid that much for this. I don't imagine I did, but I've done crazier things. 1960. I don't think this is a 1960 printing because this back is a 70s back. But it's still old. It's very cute and it's in good condition too. This one's a little smudged, simply called Cats. Yeah, it's from the late 90s, and I can only tell that because that cute red witch right there. But the story is copyright in 1976. Nice pictures. Wales. 70s. Third printing 1980. Okay. Cool. The Big Brown Bear. This looks really old. And the price says so. 25 cents. Look at that. I don't have many LGBs with this back. I mean, this is the only one that I know for off the top of my head. And it looks like I probably paid 50 cents for this at the thrift store because it was probably half off. I usually buy things for half off. I wouldn't have passed up that deal. Look how pretty. And this is illustrated by, I don't know how to say his name, Gustaf Tenggren, but he's one of my favorites of all the vintage children's books I have. He has a very distinct style. Those little beady eyes for one. He does that. Oh, I didn't see what year it is. Maybe it doesn't say. Oh, yeah, 1947 maybe? It's hard to tell. I wonder if it's back here in the... Yeah, it is. There's a little letter in there. It says E. You can't see it on this video, but this is the E edition. That's old. So A, B, C, D, E. That's the 5th edition, I guess. Home for a Bunny. This is 90s, early 90s printing of an older story. Yeah. So the story was copywritten in 1956. This is printed in 1993. Another Richard Scarry. Best balloon ride ever. It's a little dirty. 90s. $19.94. I think his books all look the same. Buster Cat Goes Out. I hate it when they put this on the cover. It's not very pretty. 90s. And it looks like no one's ever read this. Look how the pages just stick together like that. But there's a little name written right there. Gregory. This was his book. And yeah. There you go. Here's one that's from the 70s. This is my favorite back of the little golden books. The train zigzagging across. I love it. New Friends for the Saggy Baggy Elephant, which is a classic little golden book character. This is just a newer tale about him. Second printing, 1976. Our Puppy. This one looks ancient. For real ancient. This used to belong to Sally. It's thick too. I think the stories used to be longer back then in these. 1948 is the copyright date. Let's see. Oh, here we go. The edition is E. It's a little rough, as you can see, but this is... Well, if it says 1948, then how many years is that? Like 70 years? God darn. When Bunny Grows Up. I think they've renamed this book a few times. I have more than one of these, and they have different titles, but it's the same story. This is the 90s edition, and I like the old price tag from Long's Drugs, defunct drugstore. It's another Richard Scarry, and this is printed in 1993. Pussy Willow. I think I have a couple of these. I love the cover of this. This is old too. This is so pretty. Oh, this is another one. Oh, I think my friend gave this to me. My friend Mike. Copyright 1951, but let's look in the back and see what edition it is. It is the B edition, so it's second. This is in beautiful condition for being that old. Okay, this is, see, here's the other Pussy Willow I have. This one is more beat up. It's kind of scuffed. And this is printed in the 80s, I can tell because of the Pink Panther over there on the left. Old story, but printed in sometime in the 80s. It won't say that in there, but you have to know just by looking at the back. This is a newer version of this book, Tawny Scrawny Lion. This is also illustrated by Tenggren, And see, it's got those beady eyes. Tenggren, one of my favorites. Yeah, this is probably within the last 10 years, a printing from within the last 10 years. But it was originally published in 1952. Saggy Baggy Elephant. This is a newer printing of a classic story. Very uninteresting back. Mostly a lot of yellow back there, not too many characters. Don't really care for that. But I'm sure the illustrations inside are great. Illustrated by Tenggren also. The Cow and the Elephant. I don't remember buying this. This is from the 80s. I think somebody gave this to me. 80s. I have a few of these. Oh yeah, see? This is another version, the Bunny book. I think the other one we already went over was called Bunny Grows Up, or something like that. This one's from the 70s. But it looks brand new. It looks really good. Ah, there's some crayon inside. It's the same story, but they changed the title. I don't know why they would do that. But You're a Duck. 90s. The Shy Little Kitten. Classic story, but this is a new printing. The spine is new. This ugly thing is up here. Well, I guess it's not brand new. I mean, this is late 90s, but still. Compared to the other books in this group, it's pretty new. The Velveteen Rabbit. Late 90s. Gosh, this group has a lot of books that are in really good condition. Okay, now that I've said that, here I'm showing you one that looks beat up. 70s. Little Cottontail. I still like the cover, even with this sticker residue. Probably somebody taped their name on there. That's a beautiful picture right there. 14th printing, 1979. The Golden Egg Book. 90s. Good condition. Here's another copy of the Saggy Baggy Elephant. This one's a little older than the previous, but it's still from the early 90s. Same pictures, and it looks like that on the inside. The Shy Little Kitten's Secret Place. And that is a different back than all the others. I don't know what year this is from. It was copyright 1989, and then the editions, I don't know, maybe this is a first edition since it says A right there. Good Night, Little Bear. Early 90s. There's a price tag from AAFES. AFES? I've never heard of that. Richard Scarry. Good condition. Here's a more modern book. You can tell. Baby farm animals. It feels like nobody ever read it. I don't know what this circle is. Maybe somebody dropped some water on it. Shy Little Kitten, another copy of this book. This is another modern copy. First Random House edition, 2003. Okay, so it's 15 years old. All these new ones look brand new to me, though. This one's a little beat up. The New Puppy from the early 90s. Somebody enjoyed this book many times. This little crayon writing in it. Okay, so this is copyright in 1969, but the edition is W, so this book has been reprinted many times. Tickety tock, what time is it? Early 90s. 1991. Somebody put a 6-cent price sticker right there, I guess. 6 cents. The lively little rabbit. Isn't this pretty? Although beat up. I think this is Tenggren. And it's old. Yeah, Tenggren. I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. 19th printing, 1971, but the original copyright date is 1943. Such cool drawings. Where is the bear? It has a Walmart price tag of 68 cents. I know that that's an old price tag though. This is fairly beat up. The spine has been rubbed off in a lot of areas. It's from the 80s. And the last one of the pile, Hop Little Kangaroo. 70s. And this is an old 70s one. And you know how I can tell is because there's no Bert and Ernie up here and there's no Big Bird. So this is before Sesame Street got all big and popular. So let's see exactly when it was printed. Second printing, 1973. My hand is shaking from holding the camera. So in 1973, there was no Sesame Street on the back cover of Little Golden Books. Oh, this one has a little bit of a tear on the spine right there. It's still cute though. Alright, that concludes the video of the animal books of my Little Golden Books collection.